The full moon on September the 29th brings with an energetic alignment to the 5D energy band, the 5D template. So much shifts are happening right now on an energetic level, on a collective level. There's all to assist us in this up-leveling, energetically up-leveling and elevating, really to connect to that 5D template, to adjust to that 5D template, because we are moving into this new earth template moving forward. And the full moon on September the 29th is really assisting us to align to that 5D template. And in this video, I want to share with you the 5 key things that I think you should know about this particular full moon on September 29th, so you can really work the energy to your favor, so it can really also help you align yourself to that new 5D template, because it will be that new frequency band that we're moving into. So let me share with you those key things that I think you should know about. The first thing I would like for you to know is that Earth is actually shifting. Earth is already aligning itself to this new 5D frequency band. So it's already doing that energetic work. Now you yourself, you're also preparing yourself, aligning yourself internally to adjust to those higher frequencies. You're also being assisted in elevating your consciousness and also, of course, your frequency, because your frequency needs to match, needs to align itself to this new 5D frequency band that we're moving into, that Earth is aligning itself to. That's why this year you may have felt quite out of sorts in many ways. Maybe you felt very overwhelmed energetically. Maybe it has been quite a challenging time for you this year, because Earth has been shifting. The frequency, the vibration has been shifting. There has been so many Schumann resonances, spikes, where the Earth heartbeat really accelerated very, very fast. And it was quite taxing for your human body, for your physical body. So this is really what is happening, throughout this year. And it's really accelerating now also with this full moon on the 29th, is that Earth is really aligning to that 5D frequency band. And you yourself too, your physical body, your spiritual body, you need to, as the whole being, you need to align yourself to that new frequency band as well. So you're being assisted to really raise in frequency and raise and elevate your consciousness as well. And this alignment, even though it may be a little challenging and uncomfortable for many, it is necessary, so you won't be left behind, because you're actually the forerunner for those who are not yet ready to evolve, to elevate, to really align themselves to the 5D frequency band. So you are already conscious enough to understand this, to prepare yourself for this, to do your work, to really assist yourself in the beginning, to really align yourself. So you're really the forerunner, because you need to figure this one out for yourself first, because then you can help others who are not ready yet, who are resisting this shift, to then also shift, because we all are shifting. I mean, Earth in itself is shifting in this frequency band. And that's why you may also see all these outbreaks of, people, the anger, the frustration, all that, because a lot of people don't know what is going on. And they don't know how to really deal with it. And maybe you yourself, you've probably been on your spiritual path for a little while, but you may even have some challenging times as well to really deal with all these shifts in frequency. I mean, this is quite intense at times, when the energies are really spiking and your physical body simply doesn't know how to handle that. So it can be quite overwhelming. You may feel very stretched or very pressured in a way as well. But just know, even though it is challenging, it is assisting you to really align yourself to that 5D frequency band, because we are moving into that. There's no way around it. So just allow yourself to really do your work. Allow yourself to really up-level and align yourself to that new energy, to that new frequency. Because like I said, you're really that forerunner. You're doing the work right now, so you can then help others later down the line if you so choose. Then the second thing I would like for you to know is that you may also feel called to really reevaluate your life, like all areas, internally and externally, to see what is out of alignment, what no longer fits that new 5D energy frequency that we're really moving into. Because there may be certain things in your life. This could be situations, it could be habits, it could be people, it could be circumstances, it could be things that are simply no longer in alignment with that new you that you are merging into, because of this shift in frequency, this up-leveling, this aligning to that 5D template. So you may really feel that nudge to really reevaluate all areas of your life. And here, just know that this can be uplifting, but it can also be upsetting all at once, because you may be realizing that, oh my God, I'm moving into this new 5D template. Oh my God, this is exciting. But oh my God, there's so many things that are actually out of alignment. They're no longer in alignment with me moving into this new energy template. So it can really be uplifting and upsetting both at the same time, because you're realizing, or you may realize, all the things that are really out of alignment in your life. And here, don't get upset or judge yourself or anything like that. Be grateful for it. Be excited about it, because once you're realizing what is out of alignment, well, then you have the power of choice. You can do something about it. And the sooner you become aware of these things, and the easier it will then be for you to then let go of those things before you then keep dragging it with you. And then later on, you're realizing that, hey, I really don't want this anymore. So take that time out for that inner contemplation, to maybe really evaluate all areas of your life to see what is out of alignment. What have you been holding on to that is really no longer, it doesn't have that good energy no more, right? And then acknowledge it. And then here you can then decide, okay, maybe I just need to change my perception around it. Maybe I need to do some healing around it. Maybe I really need to just completely let that go, or maybe I just need to evolve it, so there you then have that choice. Once you have the awareness, you then have that choice to then decide, what are you going to do with that? But you most likely will feel that call to really reevaluate your life in all areas, both internally and externally. Then the third thing I want you to know is that there's also an invitation to let go of all that stuff that is outdated, that is no longer serving you, so you can really realign yourself to that 5D template. Think of it like that. This now will be your practice time. You will be given many opportunities to kind of practice how it is to live in the 5D frequency. Now, yes, you will be bouncing back to going back to 3D, then you're moving up to 5D again. So this is really that practice time. The rest of the year, and even moving into next year, it's really that practice time for us to really align ourselves more to that 5D energy frequency band. That 5D template. 5D is all about ease and flow, more going within, allowing, surrendering. It's not about that masculine, let's go for it, let's do it, I gotta get stuff done, I gotta make stuff happen. It's none of that. That is the 3D way of going about life, the masculine side. The 5D is more so the divine feminine. Being at ease, allowing more, surrendering more, stepping into alignment, and those type of things. So now this full moon on the 29th really gives us that taster of that frequency, giving us that invitation, inviting us to really make the most out of this time, to really practice more that allowing, that easing into things, rather than the 3D, let's get stuff done, masculine energy. Right? So just know that this is really your practice time. You will be given many opportunities to really practice, to stay more in the 5D frequency. And when you're noticing that you're slipping back into 3D, then here's the invitation to then become aware, to maybe pause for a moment, like, don't want this, and then to course correct, to realign, to then maybe surrender a little bit more. The surrendering part is really what we need to then practice a lot, because surrendering is often quite difficult to do. So this is really that practice time. So it's really that invitation to let go of all that stuff that is really no longer serving you, so you can align yourself to that 5D template. Then the fourth piece here I want you to know is that there's an also call to be a way shower, to be that mentor, that role model to others. Because like I said, you are most likely more aware than certain people in your life. So by you walking your own walk, doing your own work, like really immersing yourself into doing this beautiful work, aligning yourself to the 5D template. Like I said, you're the forerunner, so to speak, right? But there's then that call for you to then really be that role model to others by you doing your own work. And here I just want you to know, you don't have to necessarily become a mentor, a coach, a healer, a spiritual teacher, or a guide, or any of that stuff. It does not mean that. You do not have to become a spiritual practitioner to be a way shower, but you just doing your own work, you doing your maybe daily meditation practice or energy work, or you just looking for that higher solution, really shifting your vibration, doing all these things, you doing your own work to uplift yourself, to uplift your frequency, your consciousness, that in itself makes you a way shower, a role model to others. And here I just want to mention, don't push it onto other people, because not everyone will be ready to hear these things, to learn about these things, to step into this. But you doing your own work, you're becoming that role model, because then it's always an invitation to others to then say, hey, I really like what he or she is doing. I mean, she's looking so much better. He's acting so much differently. I want to do that. I want to figure out what are they doing, right? So you are the role model by you just doing your own work. And that in itself has a ripple effect, because as you're doing your own work, your vibration shifts, right? So then when other people are around you, they feel that. Have you ever been around a person that was in an absolutely cranky mood and you were like, I don't like their energy, I don't want to be around them? Well, it's the same on the opposite. When you do your work, you really uplift yourself, you shine your light brightly, then other people will feel drawn to you. And just being in your surrounding will make them feel better, and that makes an impact. So there's that invitation to really be that role model, that way shower. Now, of course, if you are already in a spiritual practice and you're already working with other people, then of course, continue doing that. Maybe embrace it a little bit more. Maybe evolve it a little bit more. Step into really that role of that way shower, that maybe spiritual teacher. Evolve your reach. Really expand your reach. Allow yourself to grow your impact just as much as you're growing. Because if you're already in the role of a spiritual teacher, mentor, spiritual practitioner, then you are definitely more needed now than ever before to then help others, because there's so many out there that are feeling lost. They don't understand what is going on. They're experiencing all these things. They don't understand. So, and they also, of course, need healing as well. They need guidance. So if you're already a spiritual practitioner, just know that you are needed more now than ever before. And moving forward, moving into 2024, you're definitely going to be needed even more. But be sure that you do your own work so you don't deplete yourself, right? So it's about you doing your work first, right? You come first, and then you're paying it forward by then impacting other people. But that's really the call right now, is also to really be that way shower, that role model in whatever way and shape and form that looks like for you, that is to your highest and greatest good. And this full moon on the 29th really kickstarts that even more. So embrace it, allow it. Then the fifth and final piece here that I want you to know is that your soul's purpose and mission now also calls you to attention. The invitation is to listen more closely, listen more deeply. Open yourself up to receiving the guidance of what you're meant to be doing. What is that next step for you? How are you meant to serve in a higher way? Serve yourself and maybe serve other people. And what are you meant to be doing moving forward? So really listen more closely. Take that time out, on or around the full moon to really tune in, to listen more closely, because your soul's purpose and your soul's mission really call for your attention, inviting you to really step into what you're here to do, or evolve what you already have been doing, because you may have felt that nudge. There's something more possible for you, that you're meant to be doing something more evolved, something really beautiful, something impactful. Listen to that and step into that. Work through any fears and any doubts that you might have, but really listen to that and then step into that. Do your own work first, and then help others. Really pay it forward. And here I also want to invite you to check out a video. It's light language activation to really help you activate your soul's mission. The link is in the description below. You can listen to that and help you also really activate your soul's mission within you. If you're not quite sure, if you know there's something more, that activation will help you really align yourself to that, or open yourself up to the insights into what you're here to do. But here are the 5 key things that I want you to know about. Now, the way you can really make the most out of this is that you want to take time out to really tune in tune into this frequency. Allow yourself to really aligning yourself energetically to that new frequency band, that 5D frequency band, because now the energy really calls more so to really go within. It's not so much about the doing, the actual physically doing, but more so that internally aligning yourself to that frequency, that 5D frequency. And then here's also the invitation: pay more attention. When are you in 3D and when are you in 5D frequency? So 5D, for me, it represents more the divine feminine, the ease, the flow. Everything is moving effortlessly. But then the 3D is all about that constricted feeling, that trying to make it work, that even maybe resistance energy and pushing and grinding. So here, pay attention. Whenever you're in the 3D masculine energy, take a step back, really pause, tune in, and like, okay, how can I allow this to be easy? What is asking to come through here? What is asking to be expressed through me? What am I meant to learn from this, right? How can I allow this to be easy? What is the most aligned step for me moving forward? And really shift into that. It's more so about surrendering, allowing, opening yourself up to receiving all of those, the divine feminine frequencies and traits, really. So just shift into that. Really pay attention. What is that frequency that you're in more often? And then just course correct. Realign yourself to that 5D. Now, this is going to be, for the rest of the year, that's really what we're going to be experiencing, this going back and forth. Like I said, we're like in this practice period right now. We're being given all these opportunities to practice. Okay, am I in 3D? Okay, I don't want to be here. So shifting into 5D. So this is really your practice time. So the more you can kind of take a step back and then tune in and allow yourself to become aware, that will then really help you then shift more easily into the 5D, because that's really that frequency band we're moving into. So now we have that time to practice, right? Because once Earth really has adapted to the 5D template, then manifesting will happen a lot quicker too. So you want to learn how to really manifest in alignment rather than this whole push-pull energy of 3D, 5D, 3D, 5D. So make that time, really tune more in. Allow yourself to really check in with yourself. What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? Are you more in 3D or are you more in 5D? And then really practice going more into 5D whenever you are shifting into 3D. But I would like to know from you, have you experienced those shifts as of lately? Are you feeling the energetics kind of maybe even pushing at you? I would love to know. Leave me a comment below. While you're at it, maybe even hit the like button if you enjoyed this video so far. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and definitely hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I release new content. But thank you so much for being here. Now be sure to check out this video here. That's that light language activation to really activate your soul's mission, to really help you with this moving forward. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.